Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DiChara coming to you live once again from downtown Flushing. That's right. I'm in Queens, New York, the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic virus. But like I've been saying, that's not going to stop me from bringing you this vital information. And it is important. If you have a business, I have breaking news for you. The mastermind principle is alive and well, and that's what I want to talk about tonight. Mastermind with Joe DiChara. And let me just find my banner over here. And if you don't know me, well, if you do know me, you know that I'm a big fan of masterminds. If you don't know me, well, I'm a big fan of masterminds. And the reason is because they work. And I'm going to talk about how they work, and why Mastermind with Joe DiChara is a great start if you've never been in a mastermind. So, like I said, if you don't know me, I am a CPA over 35 years. I've worked with thousands of individuals. But more importantly, I am a student of what makes a successful business. And the truth is, after 35 years and a lot of time and effort, my conclusion is that it's not easy. It's not easy. It's complicated. It's confusing. And what I've learned how to do is try to make it simple and fun and hopefully profitable for my small business clients. And that's what I do. And a mastermind group is a big part of my business and my life. Okay, I created Mastermind with Joe because I want to give back, and I want to still learn, and I want to teach. And the mastermind principle is perfect for that. So what we do is twice a week, Wednesday and Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We meet. All you have to do is register at mastermindwithjoedichara.com. And we go through an hour and a half of either just brainstorming, regular conversation about business, or we'll do some hot seats. And what I plan on doing are some, short presentations, and then breakout rooms where experts in their field can give a short presentation and have people just pick their brains, basically. But in a nutshell, what a mastermind is the formal Napoleon Hill translation definition is when two or more people join together in a spirit of harmony to achieve some objective. And if it sounds familiar, they've been around since the beginning of time. Mastermind is really just a label. But in the context that we use it for business, these small business masterminds are usually focused on one topic, which is, improving your business. Now, a lot of people like to spend time on marketing because that's fun and exciting, and everybody thinks that, they just need new business. And everybody does need new business, but that's just a part of it. And what happens during the mastermind a lot of times is people, especially on the hot seat, will ask a question and thinking that, that was their problem, only to get answers that lead them to, well, that wasn't their problem at all. So it's very interesting. I don't think that I've ever left a mastermind meeting of any form where I said, I'm sorry that I invested the time in that one. I usually come out energized, motivated, and, have more of a clear direction, or I feel great because maybe I helped somebody in the mastermind with one of their questions. So I'm on 4 different Facebook places right now. So if you're watching me live, give me a hashtag live. I still haven't mastered doing the Facebook stuff interactively. I get very distracted easily. So I'm going to just stick to this format for now. And what I have for you tonight is I have another PowerPoint presentation. And I did this a couple of weeks ago, but this stuff never gets old. And every time I talk about it, it's really from a different angle. So, and if I didn't mention, the name of the show is How to Win at Business. And I totally forgot about that, because what I decided is I want to teach people how to win at business. So I took up that name. I named this show How to Win at Business, and I have a program called How to Win at Business. And I even have a webinar, How You Can Win at Business. And I might be changing it to How You Can Win Big at Business. But that's another story. That's the name of the show, and I'm going to stick with that. And like I said, and I say this all the time, that life is tough, and running a business makes it even tougher. So you got to be pretty off the wall if you want to start a business to begin with. Okay, business entrepreneurs don't have a certain mindset when it comes to work and earning money, and it gets complicated. And I'm just warning you, if you've never been in business, it's never smooth sailing. Okay, and you can get sidetracked. It's easy to get sidetracked because life happens. A virus pandemic happens. You had a great business going, and all of a sudden you're closed. It's not easy. Like I said, it's complicated. It's confusing to begin with. Even if you take out what I do, which is all the accounting and tax stuff, just trying to get clients is complicated. Maybe you're lucky enough to not have to worry about getting a constant stream of new clients. But when we get into marketing, there's a whole nother psychology to that, including your avatar, your products, your pricing. And these are some of the topics that we cover in the mastermind group. So, like I said, this is why I created How to Win a Business. It's a system it's really a step-by-step system for people to, help organize and manage their business. But today we're not talking about how to win a business. Actually, we're talking about the mastermind principle, which will help you win at business. Okay. So what is the mastermind that I'm talking about? And like I just said, it's really a meeting of the minds on any topic. Now, masterminds became popular, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years ago or 20 years ago. They were the result of, Napoleon Hill talking to Andrew Carnegie, and Carnegie claimed that the mastermind was responsible for him making all that money. And what he was talking about was there was a concerted effort to organize Carnegie's business to eventually lower the price of steel from $140 a ton to $20 a ton. So that was a pretty powerful mastermind, because they basically changed the whole frontier or structure of United States industry. Andrew Carnegie's steel business became U.S. Steel, and the rest was history. But anyway, so when Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich, and he put it, he talked about the mastermind concept, and people started using it in their business. Now, the mastermind principle really is just a label that people, entrepreneurs, are using to create, their own paid mastermind groups. And some of these mastermind groups are $100,000 a year. and maybe even up, because if you go up from there, you don't even know about it. It becomes, an elite group of entrepreneurs, rich people, basically figuring out how to get richer, which is fine. We're all supposed to get rich, and the mastermind principle helps us do that. So here's mastermind principle number one, mastermind tip number one, which is be open-minded and positive. If you've never been in a mastermind group, it's very important that you stay positive, because the worst thing you can do when you're participating in a mastermind group is say like, oh, I already tried that. That's not going to work. Because what you're doing really, you're bringing negative energy into the group. And in my blurb there, when I wrote this out, what I was really going to talk about mostly was how they work. But the truth is that I don't know how they work. All I know is they work. And I know it has something to do with the laws of attraction and energy and bringing positive vibes in, and really just honing in. Andrew Carnegie said that the more focused you can be on one particular problem, and the more enthusiasm you have for solving that problem, the better your chances of success. So it's focus and enthusiasm. And that's what you get in a mastermind, especially the smaller ones. Okay. I'm in a large mastermind group. It's really more of a networking group, but we do mastermind in smaller groups. So, the best form, and this is just my opinion, some of the best mastermind meetings I've had have been with 3 people. So you could have anywhere from 3 to 15 to 20. After 20, it starts getting a little, if you're doing something like a hot seat. Okay, so a hot seat is where one person goes up and, all eyes are on them, and they ask a burning question. What's the best way for me to fill my sales funnel? Or I'm having a problem with pricing. Or, I need to put a Facebook ad up. It could be anything. So what the other people do is just give suggestions, usually over about 10 minutes. So you get 10 minutes of, highly focused, highly positive suggestions on whatever your question is. So let's go to mastermind tip number 2. Come prepared. If you know you're going to ask a question, have a question prepared. Most of the time, you go into a mastermind meeting and nobody wants to be in a hot seat first, or you'll get the people that want to be. But there's always about half the people that come without a question. And that to me is a missed opportunity for them. And it's fine that they participate, because hopefully they're going to be bringing some value to the group, and have some suggestions. And another thing about the suggestions, sometimes what happens is somebody has one suggestion that isn't going to work. Somebody else has another suggestion. And then a third person said, if you put that guy and that person together with their idea and you do it this way, this might work. And that's pretty exciting, because basically what a mastermind does is it creates ideas that not one person alone would come up with. So it's a pooling of the minds. It's a meeting of the minds. So if I didn't mention it, you can register for my mastermind going to mastermindwithjoedechara.com. So tip number 3 Right, is follow up. One thing that happens in these mastermind groups is that you connect with people. Now, I've tried to make it a habit of having anybody in my mastermind group, enter their contact info in the chat, and then everybody that was in that mastermind meeting gets a copy of the chat. Because sometimes you might have an idea after the group meets, which happens a lot, and you want to contact that person and say, listen, I just had an idea about what you were talking about. So you want to follow up with those people. And, most of my friends today, most of the people I do business with, I met either directly in a mastermind group or they were referred to me from a mastermind group. Okay, so I could look at my whole sphere of, business, and most of it was a result of being part of a mastermind group. Because what happens is you're with like-minded people, and you wind up networking. So it's almost like a networking group on steroids. The difference being that when you're going to a networking group, it's more about who you can meet and who you might be able to do business with. And when you do a mastermind group, it's more about who can you help. And the funny thing is that you usually make better, stronger connections during mastermind meetings. I've been a member of many networking groups, and I've done a lot of networking. And none of them come even close to the quality and the quantity of people that I've met in these little mastermind groups. Now, let me cover something on the different types of mastermind groups, because I did mention that there's a high end. My mastermind group, which meets twice a week on Wednesday and Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is free. Okay, I just put it up there. I invite people. Sometimes a bunch of people show up. Sometimes not that many people show up. But every time we've had a good meeting. And my friend Sue Brooke has a mastermind group, which she also does for free. We meet on Friday mornings at 9:30 Pacific time, and that's mastermindwithsue.com. So, those are two free masterminds that are online. Now, before COVID-19, a lot of mastermind groups met in person. So I would actually fly to California a lot of times every year, because that's where my paid mastermind group is. I belong to Craig Duswalt's Rock Your Life Mastermind group. And I've been part of that group for quite some time. And I met Sue there, and I met a lot of people there. If I keep saying that, it's because, and I keep meeting new people. I keep meeting new people through the mastermind groups. So that's free. Then you have the paid ones. Now they might be $100 a month, or $1,000 a month, or whatever it is. But they all have different flavors. Okay, so you got to figure out, what are you looking for. The free groups are great. There's no commitment. You can pop in, you can pop out. But because there's no commitment, it's not as strong and effective. When you get the same people meeting over and over again, you get to learn more about them, you can definitely be able to help them more. It's common sense. And the paid groups, people believe, and I believe too, that when somebody pays for something, they have skin in the game. So people are more committed to showing up prepared, uh, more committed to connect with like-minded people and do business. When it comes down to it, you're not there just to get a question answered or answer questions. At the end of the day, you want to invest your time so that you get more business. And if you're in a group with 10 like-minded business owners, there's a good chance that you can do business with one of them or all of them or none of them. But it's up to you. But for a free meeting, it's almost like a no-brainer unless you have so much business and so much stuff coming in that you don't need to meet other people, or you already know everything about your business. You don't need a mastermind. Now, some of the richest, most powerful people in the world are part of mastermind groups. Again, they might not call them mastermind groups, but very, very wealthy entrepreneurs have business mastermind groups. And I'm not going to start mentioning any names, but I know some pretty wealthy people that have their own mastermind groups, and they have them for an affordable price. They're not $50,000 or $100,000 a year, so you could get really high-end quality people in these mastermind groups. You don't have to pay a lot of money. But like I said, if you're in a mastermind group where you are paying, you want to see that you're getting measurable results. Okay, and that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. So, like I say, every time I do one of these PowerPoints, none of this means anything unless you take action. I have an action plan. It's part of my WIN system, and that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. So, because tonight I was talking about the mastermind, I would just like everybody to go and register. It's free. Get on the mailing list. This way you'll get reminders when the next meeting is. And, we might change the day, might change the time, might add some. So it would be good to be on the mailing list at least. Okay, so that's my story. Joe DeCharis, CPA. I help make complicated, confusing businesses simple, fun, and profitable. So I will see you tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.